Hello and welcome to Authentic Truth with me, Lisa. The interesting thing about addiction is the level of hurt, fatigue, fear, worry, or pain that constantly changes. It gets deeper through the journey, and it hits a little different with each new experience. This next episode is titled Deeper Still and shares yet another look into the life on the other side of addiction. Let's go. It's been a bit since I've been able to put words down in expression. Perhaps the untimely death of a loved one subdued my heart and mind. It's like the stoplight flashed a dark red and I hit the brakes through grief. Engraved in my memory forever, those 4 days of the end of life changed me. Or maybe the loss of all communication with my loved one battling addiction has silenced my soul. Screams ring out soundless and broken, and deep sorrows and longings come from the depths of places long buried by pain. There was a time when I thought my love would be enough to turn all of this around. Then came the moment I realized my powerless attempts, they couldn't change a thing. And next came my acceptance of having no control to save someone spiraling down a path of personal destruction. Addiction took me on and won. Losing miserably, I've struggled off and on since. Life goes on, they say. Stuck between living and feeling almost dead sometimes, I do stumble on, but I know in this I'm not alone. Many parents live lost in this drug-infested epidemic. Long ago, I chose to walk away from the battle with another's addiction. But the fight was never mine. However, I fought long and hard to extract it from our lives. I loved fiercely, but had to release my hold on wanting to save another. Addiction beckoned and pulled from one side, yanking at the bottom threads on the other. I lost my grip. I wanted to lock up my loved one, toss the key, and force sobriety. I longed for the joy of family and being together and children and vacations and anything to be a driving force toward recovery. I fear it only drove a severe divide. It felt like we were the poison in life as addiction poured out sweet desire. My heart cries dry tears in the aftermath of this war. Alone, I close my eyes and I visit the past. Considering all the joy in my memories, I question if it was real. Were our good times even good? It's like there were two lives. The other one still exists, but ours, it's extinguished. The distance is far beyond the horizon now. I could not follow either evil further into the mess. I love no matter what. However, boundaries now exist and are interpreted as unloved. Love is not conditional, but connection is. Why? Because the aftermath of addiction is far too explosive, not only to the one it infests, but to anyone in its path. My mental and physical health will not be collateral damage. Neither will innocent children, period. It's crucial to prioritize your self-care and set boundaries to protect your own well-being in the face of family addiction. These two reasons drew the line in the sand. And sadly, that line became the Great Wall of China or the Grand Canyon between us, between family. The new battle cry in family addiction is connection, connection, connection. And I wish that that could solve it all. Leaving loved ones, the connection battle cry brings on a sense of guilt for taking their lives back. It puts unbelievable pressure on families everywhere to carry this burden. But remember, the connection is within your boundaries and abilities. And if they can't respect certain things, then the connection breaks. There's no perfect answers for this tragedy, friends. I know one person who chose distance love. They had no connection. I know somebody who stayed in connection and waited for rock bottom. And I know somebody who stayed in constant connection. And all their children have now passed on from fentanyl poisoning or a heroin overdose. Nothing is guaranteed. Those left behind should not live in fear of their choices, but with acceptance of the consequences of substance use disorder. And that's the part we struggle with, is accepting the consequences. You never know what will work for someone else, but you must know what works for you. I'd be happiest hearing from my loved ones and knowing they're alive. Who wouldn't? Thousands of parents out there would love to always know that. We function in living grief, wondering the fate of our beloved children. Be patient as families fall apart through the loss that hits over and over. Allow them to process and mourn. Death isn't the only sting in this journey. It's only the final one. The day-to-day emptiness is heavy. Though God tells us not to worry, this situation will bring it on. He doesn't always provide the answers. The free will of humanity exists, so answers are unpredictable. And when dealing with the broken mind of someone in addiction, unpredictability is inevitable. It's important to remember dealing with addiction is often unpredictable and can bring about many challenges and uncertainties. Will I ever feel like me again? I don't know. But I can come and release the truth in all its fury, because writing therapy is good medicine, even if it only helps for a moment. It's important to remember that self-expression and seeking help are crucial in coping with the emotions and experiences that come with family addiction. And I always like to point out family addiction because it's on both sides that the struggle is real. Thank you for being here today. Don't forget to like, comment, and share with anyone who you feel may need this message today. Be kind to others and be kind to you. I'll see you next time. Thank you.